Hello everybody, welcome back to Demon Priest Part 8. I'm sorry for the long wait, I was doing some light planning, heading out the series. So, hopefully I can have the Fall of the Bradfords done by the time I start anything new. Once I finish Fall, I'm planning on making this this book series, I guess you can call it. I'm planning on adding in a bit more content in between. Not too much though. It'll still be similar style. I'll look Demon Priest, but hopefully with some better editing and all that stuff. So, I hope you enjoy Demon Priest Part 8, Fall of the Bradfords Part 2. Now, picking up where we last left off, the priest had went back into hiding in Dan's hideout. But our story is going to take a bit of a view away from our priest. Now, we focus this part on the nuncio, specifically how the church is reacting to the situation and events that happened in the previous parts, and their plans. We will be referencing the priest back again, don't worry. But for now, let us focus on the other aspects. Please. I hope you enjoy our story. I do love our time together. The Pope leers over the letters he had sent, his mind racing with thoughts. Many of them he believes to be religious or sacrilegious. He brushes those thoughts away from his mind. He picks up one of the letters he had written. This letter, I... He again looks at it again. His mind once again racing with thoughts. Thoughts as he picks up another letter. No demon shall come into my domain. He picks up another. My dominion. My sanctifying light. He then picks up this final letter that he written. And the church shall be its head. He then places the letter back. The nuncio walks through, returning from his excursion in Grettinsburg. It had only been a few days, but yet he has returned quite quickly. The Pope looks at her. Nuncio, I never expected you to arrive this early. The nuncio looks at the Pope upon his desk, his face unmoving. I've returned. I've delivered the Daemonum Infernae as requested, my good sir. Sir, come now, you are in the church, the holiest of places. This is Vatican City, the grandest of cathedrals. Address me as such, of course. Forgive me, your holiness. That's better. Now then, you are aware of the Pittsburgh situation? Not to the fullest extent. I've spoken to the priest beforehand, but I didn't really get much information out of him, I'm afraid. Shame. Would have been useful to know more about the Grettensburgs. The Grettensburgs are long dead, sir. Long dead? But nevertheless. The Crow situation, though, is problematic. My declaration to Mon Infernae would have at least gotten rid of them. Does the church have no power here anymore? We lost that power decades ago. Yes, of course. The Great Renaissance started our great unchristening. Are you afraid, sir, of what might happen next? No, I'm not fearful of it. But I am ready for what comes next. Next, sir? What do you mean by that? What do I mean, Nuncio? I mean a few things beyond this place. Well, I planned to bring the cardinals here. All of them, sir? All of them. I would bring all of them, but alas, not many have in high regards of my fair counsel. I see, but what cardinals are you speaking of course? I dare not speak their names. I do not wish to sully your memory of them. If you wish, your holiness. So, of our plans for Gransburg. He looks upon the desk again. He then looks around even more. The nuncio realized something. His previous encounter with the Pope was quite unusual. Despite his wrinkled face, he originally had a much more wrinkled face than normal. The nuncio wanted to comment on it. Your Holiness. But before we finished, the Pope snapped up his eyes at him. Ah, forgive me. I think I forgot him. Either. His erratic sense of speech was quite unusual, even for the nuncio. Are you all right, sir? You seem on edge. I'm flanting on a razor's edge, the great unchristening of the situation with Gransburg. I am worried for what might happen next. Worried? Extremely. I mean, you have seen the latest news. Latest news? Yes. There's rumors that the bishop has gone missing. I'm sure you were made aware of it. Yes. There was a bishop that was supposed to be coordinating with our priest in Gransburg. What happened to him? That's the problem. I don't know. None of us do. Is that why you called the council? One of the reasons, yes. And the unchristening? Yes. But there's more. He smiled. But I think it'd be better to show you than tell you. You see, it seems to be good news, I hope. The Pope runs his hands across the desk, revealing a button on the side. Part of the machine of his desk. He presses the button. A small hatch opens in the side. I'm assuming it's in the mausoleum then. Yes. Why hide it there? Ah, but you shall see. They both climb down the hatch, into the mausoleum. The mausoleum contained the dead bodies and relics of many popes before this one. Even some nuncios, if they're lucky enough. The nuncio stared upon them, and his predecessors. So tell me, nuncio, to what do you know of Genesis? I know much, sir, but not enough to warrant a well-read version of it. Understandable. Not many people read the Old Testament anyway. What of our priest of Gransburg? He knows the entire Bible by hand. You could probably ask him to recite the entire thing if you wanted. As amazing as that would be, I wouldn't have the time. 'Tis such a shame. They continue walking through the mausoleum. His hands gliding on coffins and graves. Still, in a interesting sort of ideas. You know of Adam and Eve, of course. Yes, the first humans. Well, the first of God's chosen humans, of course. Yes, you are aware of their banishment from the Garden of Eden. God's physical form on earth. Of course, sir. Everyone is. Heck, everyone from Vatican City knows. Ah. But what do you know of Cain? Well, I only know what has been told of me. Yes, the whole first murder. Cain offered meat, while Abel offered vegetables. Or was it fruit? Can't remember that specific passage. Hmm. It has been quite a while since we have last heard of the revisions, sir. Of course, so many revisions. My God, how long has it been? Quite long, sir. Very much so. The men, the men continue, walking onward until the Pope stops. This is the one. Sir, you are aware of what Cain was forced to do? To wander the earth for all eternity, I believe. Yes, that is correct. What was neglected to mention to me was that all eternity most likely meant for all immortal. Immortal, sir? Do you believe Cain was turned immortal to wander the earth? I do not believe so. I know so. The Pope, tur- the Pope turns one of the nameplates of the conference, as a secret passage opens in the wall. Come, I wish to show you. What do you mean, sir? What do you mean you know that Cain was turned immortal? Because, my boy, let me show you. The men walk into the room. They see a small chamber. They see an old man, and his beard lightly shaven, sitting upon a chair, quiet, muttering to himself, pumping blood into a blood bag. Donation or a trick? Even the nuncio did not know what he was looking upon. He noticed on the table next to him several blood bags as well. My God, sir, is this man okay? He's quite all right, actually. Nuncio, meet Cain. That's impossible. I thought Cain was just a Bible story. I thought so too. It took me forever to find him. I had my doubts, obviously, but then I realized something. When we banned the rings, I found someone that was able to readily use demonic powers without them. Angelic ones as well, sir? Obviously. But Cain, the first murderer, would have likely had held some form of power similar to that. So, using what research is left, I've managed to track him down. Are you sure this is him? This could be some old man you kidnapped across the street. But no. Watch me, boy. Allow me. The Pope puts his hands near Cain. His hands twinged with electricity. As the lightning jumped across his fingers from Cain's body, shocking him lightly. The Pope then pulled his hands back. My God, it really is. Nuncio, the Nuncio thought had his doubts, but this was no ruse. If this was true, then what the priest has been telling him, the situation could be worse than he thought. Yes, this is Cain. But there is something else I neglected to mention. His blood. His blood, sir? Yes. Well, I am not a vampire. I believe in theory. You know the old saying when Jesus spoke to his congregation? He produced a bottle of wine. He produced a glass of wine and a wafer. He said, "This is my blood," mentioning to the wine, "and this is my body," talking about the wafer. What if, in a more literal sense, Cain's blood could be used in a way that benefits us. Wait, Cain's blood? You're not suggesting. Hmm. As radical as it sounds, it works in theory. Theory? I mean, how long have you been around, Nunzio? I believe my 51st birthday will be coming around soon. Ah, but you look so young. I prefer to say well-aged. Well, that is a shame. And speak of it that way. To what end? You see, Nunzio, I have a small idea. The Pope picks up one of the blood bags. You're not going to drink that, are you? Not right now, of course. I have no need of it right now. Wait, you're not sane. Yes, I see you may have noticed. Though I couldn't really tell at the moment. But now that you've asked, well, as you can see, my God. Lindsay looks upon him once more. It is true. It's almost as if the man hadn't aged. At age past 65, his wrinkles were, well, there was still some left, but it wasn't as noticeable as first. How long have you discovered this? As when I discovered Cain, it was a fairly long time. He was down here by my previous predecessor. But the actual, well, the machines were down here from my previous predecessor. The Cain part, though, he is recent. How many bags have you harvested from? What are you, butcher? No, nothing like that. The man is alive and well. I feed him and make sure he stays as comfortable as possible. Is he allowed to leave? Unfortunately, he's in just as much danger as we are. I highly doubt that. Well, let me explain. When Cain became the first murderer to be permanently forced to wander the earth, do you know what happened afterwards? That part I do not know. The Bible doesn't make any specific mentions. Unfortunately, Cain himself, bearing the powers of angels and demons, would most likely be persecuted across the land for many years to come. That persecution will likely still hold strong today. So you're holding him here for his own protection, or for your benefit? Do not think of it for my benefit. I think of it as the benefit of the church. The nuncio looks upon him. He dare not dignify that question with an answer. Fine, then. We agree to disagree. One day, Nuncio, you will see it my way. The Pope hands him one of the blood bags, as a gesture of good faith. The Nuncio puts the blood bag in his robes. Fine. But do not expect me to use this so readily, really as you do. I suspected. Do not worry. You'll come around soon enough. Don't tell me this is the thing we're discussing with the council. I'm afraid so. Oh. You see, Cain has been living here for quite some time. The problem is, if the Council of Cardinals were to find out, there'd be quite a scandal in the church and could result in our dissolving. So, let me get this straight. Do you want to lie to the council? The opposite, actually. I wish to tell them the truth of how we came across this. But why would you do so? Simple. I plan for the Catholic Church to return once again to our grandest of dominions. The nuncio looks upon him. I doubt dominion would be of grand use to us. Why do you want to be God, sir? No. God? Sorry, I almost left there. No, God is not in this discussion. This is a matter of man. You see, I have seen what these Christians call themselves, what they try to do. The internet, sir. The wide web, I'm afraid. You see, when I looked upon that internet, I checked on other Christians, of course. Very well, and what did you discover? I discovered people committing heresy after heresy. People trying to justify high actions that would, well, it would make God blush. And I'm assuming, yes, the Bible is not doing God's work. So, do you think it's time to write another? No, we don't need another. We've written so many. By the time you write a new one, the problems will have just continued. And plus, how old is that book anyway? We've been preaching it for so long, I forgot. Around, not sure when it was made, but most likely. When does Jesus born again? Yes, it has been that long, hasn't it? I'm afraid that writing the Bible is not going to help us here. And to rewrite that much history and to make it our own would be quite the challenge. Even with modern technology, we'd be subject to much scrutiny. I do not want to face another schism like Luciferians did. Lutherians, sir. Then the Pope won't. The Pope grabs another blood bag and puts it into Near's vestments. Alton Near's vestments. Right. Let us head upstairs. The Vatican cardinals are already there waiting for us. Sir, Your Holiness, in the eyes of the public. Your Holiness. Thank you. The Pope closes the mausoleum behind, closes that area of the mausoleum behind him. Kane simply sits on the chair, there, continuing to mutter to himself. Mostly out of boredom. There's not much to do. Perhaps he should buy a book somewhere in Venice. One day. Meanwhile, the cardinals sit down and discuss quietly amongst themselves. Can you believe he somehow managed it? Yes, it's quite interesting indeed. I mean, how can a man somehow survive a gunshot like that? It's almost like a miracle. Miracles. Ha! I'd rather watch a spit roast of pigs. That I would like to partake in. The pig, I mean. Of course. I could use some pork as well. But alas, I'm on my sabbatical today. So no pork for me. Speaking of pork. Yes. What of our priest? Yes, we spoke quite highly of him to be a bishop of the bishops, but they don't want to promote him to a new position. Yes, once I tried to get the Pope to speak to me about it. He said he was too busy. The nerve! And now he calls this meeting for what? Maybe for the new priest? No, impossible. Our priest is already on the highest of lists. But why reject him as a bishop? He'd be grand as one. Yes, well, the other bishops are certainly not helping. Yes, especially that one who's addicted to his caviar plate more than his job. He should have fired that man years ago. No, no, he has his uses. I mean, he's given us all this information about the Rottensburg situation. Yes, speaking of the Rottensburg situation, where is our Pope about it? He said to speak on it. Has he not heard of it? No, his nuncio was just there. Yes, well, this gang war could be a problem. One for the church. A gang war? That's quite a nervous ambition. Tenuous, at most. So, what happened? Well, I rumored it to believe the priest had accidentally aligned himself with one of the gangs, notorious gangs of Gettysburg. And that gang recently started making a big resurgence thanks to him. A resurgence? That is quite a rumor. A spicy one at that. But are we dealing with rumors or facts here? Well, it more sounds closer to fact than rumor. I have heard rumors that Williams is the son of Prince Henry VIII, but I'm not hearing anything about it. Too much, too little. But what of the... well, the cardinals look up. The cardinals look at the doors. The Pope arrived. The Pope has arrived with the nuncio, quieting the room. Quieting the room as the Pope sits on the chair of the Holy See, the nuncio beside him. Hello, my fellow cardinals. I see that we have all gathered here today. Where is Cardinal Jeremy, by the way? I'm afraid Jeremy is in the bathroom. The lutefisk ate right through him, I'm afraid. Quite. I heard he was still crabbing from here to the Dickens. Yes, well. You may inform him after our meeting. Right. What is this about, Pope? Well, our fellow holiness. You may call me Pope or Your Holiness, but in this room you may call me Your Holiness, or address the Holy See as such. Very well then, Your Holiness. So, what is the plan of actions? Yes, our first order on the agenda, the unchristening. Yes, it's quite a problem, actually. I've yet to find active priests to replace the other ones. And the scandals involved. Yes, I heard half of them have committed a lot of nefarious actions that are compromising of our churches. Luckily, though, we only had very few incidents of course. Yes, I personally wish to keep it that way. While I hold on to the jurisdictions, of course, my bishop has yet to report on any of the other actions of the other priests, though he's been keeping a close eye on them, of course, so most likely they're trying to keep their heads down. But of course, as expected. But that's not the unchristening I am worried about. I am worried that people are losing their faith in the church, our ability to handle the people, to govern, of the holiness of law. Holiness of law? That's quite close. Yes, what happened to the separation of church and state? Are we not to believe that our affairs were to handle specifically the church and not the state? Hey, we're even in Rome. You know, the holiest of areas, but yet we are not allowed our jurisdiction to extend past the city. Yes, I am aware of the situation here, but simply put, the inquisiting has caused a lot of follower problems. Quite. Once I heard a bishop say that a woman left the church because of a poor interpretation of a Bible. The priest didn't even know what happened. He was just reading it as such. And what happened to the priest? The priest was involved in quite a scandal. Apparently, they believed him to be of embezzlement, even though there was no proof of it until then. Investigate the records ourselves. So, I have to assume. Yes, and these evangelical Christians aren't quite helping our case. No, they are not. Not at all. So, what are the plans then? Well, we had a few ideas. Flyers, charity organizations. All well and good, but they do not help they help our image a bit. They make us more proactive, but they do not help our after image. Yes, you're right. Even as proactive as we are, there are still horrible people that can still occur. To be honest, we do not have very many ideas. Yes, it is quite a hard case to prove. Remember, we are dealing with a large organization of people here. This isn't just a matter of numbers. It's a matter of faith. In irony, that's just what we're lacking. Enough. The bickering can continue no longer. I believe our holiness may have a plan for this. To what is your plan, your holiness? Nuncio looks onwards at the cardinals. A bickering bunch, I think he thinks to himself. Can they even help this man? Much less can he help himself. The Pope, the Pope looks on at them. He then pulls out the blood bag from earlier. What is that, sir? Is that your blood? No. No, my friends. This is our solution. A solution? Is this about the wine thing again? We told you, your holiness. Cain is but a story of the Bible. Yes, we've yet to find proof of its existence. But of course, you doubt it. But yet, I give you proof. Allow me to behold it. Nuncio, a glass, if you will. A glass. You're not seriously considering it. The Nuncio grabs a glass, one of the tables that was in places it by the Pope. The Pope then pours some of the blood from the blood bag into the glass. After properly sealing the bag, he then passes the glass to the cardinal. Yeah, smells like blood, but yet it almost smells of a unusual fruit. Only one way to find out. You're not seriously considering it. Well, if this is one of his crazy schemes or pranks, I think I'll have to find out. The cardinal, the cardinal downs the glass of wine. The cardinal downs the glass of blood. The changes were near immediate. His face looked much younger. The wrinkles are almost completely gone. He wasn't that old of a cardinal, but still, the change was quite noticeable. Noticeable. My God. Yahweh. You actually found Cain? Yes. That was just a sample of it. I'm assuming you have much more then. A lot more. But We must use it in moderation. I know not its full effects. X, I'm afraid. Quite, considering you used it on yourself first. Do not worry, my friends. It is harmless, I assure you. But there is another matter to discuss. Oh, and what is that? Grassensburg. Yes, your Daemonum Infernae, I believe. Yes, you said that you had a plan for it. I didn't realize the Daemonum Infernae was acted upon it. Without our approval. It was not a matter of choice, I'm afraid. The Daemonum Infernae is a, well, setback, I'm afraid. I was not in right mind when I was making it. In my hasty desperation, I did not realize the ramifications it could have on the populace at large. Considering you opened a church there, right smack dab middle of it. Sorry. But of course, this is not a matter of that. It's a matter of, well, the monk twiddles his hands. I wish to establish a secondary dominion of sorts. All the cardinals look at him in silence. You wish to expand the Vatican City, sir? I mean, your holiness. Yes. If we are to consider ourselves the grandest of holy councils, we must expand dominion of that council, of course. Surely you understand this. I understand, but you are attempting to kill two birds with one stone. And a small bird, no less. And a big bird, no less. Yes, quite a big bird. And even then, those stones probably wouldn't be able to harm it. Much less graze it. But, of course, then you've heard. Yes, we heard a ring was used. The very rings you banned. Was not me that banned them, but my previous predecessors. You are aware of it, of course. We are aware of the situation with the rings, sir. Your Holiness. But, Your Holiness, what of, well, what of the research? We kept it around only because the previous predecessors said to. What are we to do with them? While the rings themselves are banned from usage, I would like to continue our research upon them, considering our new ruminations. So what you're suggesting is our research is to resume then? Yes. You are to continue to receive funding for the research. I hope to bear fruit of it, whether it be from the creation of God or demon. But you're not suggesting their use, are you? No, I have yet to fully intend their use. Even if I could, there'd be no physical way for me to fully comprehend it. Yes, I understand. Even if you could comprehend that sort of usage, we would be, as the people would say, in deep crap. Of course. The men sit up, get up in their chairs, almost as if getting ready to leave. This dominion, plan of expanding dominion, you sure it will not fail? No, I believe it will not. Yes, but the crows could be a problem. The Bradfords, especially. Do not worry. I think our priest is handling that situation quite well, if the rumors are to be believed. Yes, well, I hope he manages. Yes, quite. I hope he does not fall to the dark powers. What did happen to the last priest? The nuncio is one to answer instead of the pope. Unfortunately, it was reasonably believed that he embezzled between our treasury and the people's. Thus his fall was quite the strange one. The guards are silent. I see. How much did he take? We do not know. It could be anywhere from a rough of 50,000 to near the hundreds. In truth, we are still recovering from our losses. And I bet the people of Bradford aren't too pleased about the priest. Actually, they've taken to an interest to him. While hostile, it is an interest nonetheless. What do you think of this, Your Holiness? I have no idea what he plans or what he makes of us right now. He's no longer in the city. He has no eyes or ears. But still, it'd be best we keep an eye on him. But we need to make sure those rumors are not rumors. How do we do that, sir? Nuncio? We plan on sending someone into the church as a deacon. We believe that he may need the assistance with the church after all. His popularity is going to skyrocket after these rumors are circulated. Do you believe someone's circulating these rumors? We were the only ones that heard of it. You may have just heard of it. But what are the people of Bradford? Yeah, he's right. But the people of what's the people of Bradford hear a priest fighting against a very notorious problem, fighting against a terrorist organization. That'd be quite a story. Quite indeed. So, all in favor? Yes, I believe I was supposed to say that, I'm afraid. But, have it your way. I, 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 I. All eyes. It appears we have a consensus. Very well. We shall send a deacon. We shall send a deacon to observe the priest. And keep an eye on him in the coming days. A question, if you will. Oh. Very funny. What is it? Even if this ring is true, what about the other organizations? The demonologists are of no concern to the Catholic Church at this time. And even then, the other beings won't be of our concern either. Other beings? Don't you mean Satanists? Every cardinal looked at him. John, every cardinal, well, John, I'm assuming you know how holy this place is. I'm aware. But what I'm saying is, why hide their names and faces and identities? If we truly are holy, why not speak them aloud? After all, their desecration will fall on deaf ears. Noted. But that is not where this meeting concerns them. I know of your deliberations and watchful eyes over them. But do not worry. Our priest will not fall that desperate. Our priest is not that desperate. Very well, then. I'll keep that in mind. Right. I'm assuming that's all the principal matters. Actually, there is another thing. What's that? It's, about the lowering elements of Bradford. Specifically, We have reason to believe that there is a demon hiding in Bradford. A demon? Unlikely. We've gotten rid of most of them, or sent them back to where they came from. Yes, well, I'm afraid this one isn't any ordinary possession. We believe we may actually have found a natural-born demon lord. A lord? Hmm. That is quite problematic. Do you have any idea? Yeah, where he might be? We only catched a glimpse of the energy. It most likely came from the direction of Gratensburg. But we don't know much about it. I see. Anything else for that matter? Small thing, of course. Not as strong, but it's still a matter of concern. Hmm. What would that be? A woman has been spotted walking around Gratensburg. Which woman? The Pope. The Pope looks the Pope looks upon the other cardinals, almost, almost glaring. I'm not sure, but to be specific, they call her the Great Symbolist. The greatest one since, well, LaVey. So, who could this girl be? Hmm. Don't know much. All I don't know anything about her though. Not even her name or face. All I know is she goes by reputation and reputation alone. Slumming it. Not not to use such crass tongue, but it's possible. So so this deacon will not only be playing watchman, but bodyguard. Well, as much as I enjoy this conversation, we'll have to discuss this later. Shame. This meeting is adjourned. This meeting is adjourned. We will pick this back up again tomorrow. Very well then. Very well then. I bid you all adieu. Adieu. Go with God. Go with God. Go with God. Go with God. Heart, go with God. Go with God. Go with God. All the cardinals leave out the sessional room. The nuncio and Pope will return back and to the Pope's desk. What are they talking? Girl. I'm sorry. I'm not either. If the thing about the girl is true, I'm afraid we're in worse matters. If the Daemontum Infernae goes through, then I'm afraid, well, innocents will get hurt. Do you wish of me to delay it? No. But it could provide us some time to, well, move the citizens away from the incident. Yes, but it could also risk the escape of whatever is contained there, the crows included. Still, give us some time. Fine. I'll give you some more time. I'll give you 2 additional months. But that's all I can give without further alerting the crows. And even then, the other bishops will still follow through with the Daemonum Infernae at the year's end regardless. Fine then. I'll have you preside over the Rottensburg situation. Anything else about the Rottensburg situation, you report directly to me. Understood? Understood. Yes. Well, I shall leave you to it. I hope our deacon will arrive soon. Our deacon will sooner be sent out and turned to Gretzburg with the week's end. Go with God. Go with God, sir. Your Holiness. The nuncio leaves the room. until he leaves the room. Meanwhile, Cardinal John on and Cardinal John on walks with the other cardinals. He heads outside. While heading to a nearby diner, he heads to a phone booth. He makes a call. Hey, Dan, it's me. Dan. Dan speaking. I'm assuming you have information. Yeah, it's kinda roundabouts. Heck, to think you sent me and me in as a cardinal. That's a bit much, ain't it? Much, yes. But if we truly want the priest on our side, I suspect we may need a direct reason in connection to the Vatican City. We need some eyes and ears. Tell me what you know. Hmm. Don't know much, but judging the fact, but judging from the mention of a girl, most likely our head. Wait, the serpent's head is arriving in Gratensburg. That's new, even for them. I suspected it might have had something to do with the old dead monarch lord form, sir. Quite. Well, I'm afraid, I may have overdone it. If Vatican City is aware of it, I might be hunted down, even with a demonic firm looming over the city. That could still be a problem. Yes, we're not even sure. Yeah, we only got a year end, right? It's not exactly much. Not at all. That's only 4 months. Months of time. So, that's 4 months of trying to convince the priest to do what exactly? Well, if we are to, well, suffice to say, circumvent what the Pope has planned, it will require us to be of a certain persuasion to him. I mean, with how powerful, he has potential. I can sense it. But, right now, he's repressing it. The albinism, sir? No, not that. What I mean is, he has the ability to shape rings. I mean, most blank rings typically only take up one ability, but that's it. But the ring he has, I noticed a change once. So I'm assuming Booming got a plan then. Not yet. My plans are limited at the moment. Until the crow situation is dealt with, I cannot think of any proper planning at the moment. What about Bradford? Bradford is of a secondary ilk. Eliminating him, while it will improve my territory, will not improve our situation. Last of a dying race? Afraid so. So damn. What's up with you and the girls, anyway? The girls are fine, but I'm afraid there is a bit of a problem. Got a problem. One I do not care to touch upon. You have touched upon one of the girl's problems? That is interesting. Do tell. One of the girl's last relationships ended poorly. Worse than usual. How bad? Bad as in boyfriend joined the crows bad. Ouch. Yes, they broke up right then and there, when he announced it to her. So, yeah, she's not in a good place right now. She could use a shoulder to cry on. I'll do it, but just so you know, we're not dealing with another dead guy again, are we? Do not worry. I'm not going to kill anyone unnecessarily. This time. Noted, sir. Good. Anything else? Anything else you need me to drop on? Any other information you need me to drop on? A bit. Yes, actually. I need to know something. Yes, if Kane's blood is truly here in Vatican City, I need to know where it is and need you to get me a sample. If we can truly use Kane's blood as a way of prolonging the lives of, the people here, the priest would probably be on our side. Yes, after all, who doesn't want to be youthful forever? Well, we have yet to see the side effects, so perhaps we wait. So all we do is wait now? Hmm, somewhat. Even if we do wait on this, it could be a problem for the priest if he finds out what we are doing. Yes, well, he may not be loyal to while he may not be entirely loyal to the bishop, the Vatican City is another matter entirely. We need to make him doubt his loyalty or something? No, a bit slower than that. We need to build trust in us first. We can't so doubt this early, not this soon. It'll take too long. Plus, it's not a matter of time before, the Demonum Infernae goes into effect. Please insert 50 cents to continue this call. Well, looks like we're all out of time. Then. Yes. I'll let you return back. Let you return back to your work. By the way, do not disappoint me. I expect results. I'll get you the results, Dan. I haven't let you down so far. No, you have not. He hangs up the phone. Oh, and continues his trek to the diner. It's often he wonders, though. Is he being watched? He should probably watch his back for him. Maybe they aren't watching, but someone certainly will be. The priest, back at the safe house. Safe house continues to ruminate over his Bible. So, Bradford, what are we going to do to it? It must be of your concern, Dean. I am betting that Bradford does not care for our, use of rings. So most likely as a way of trying to counteract us. I assume so. So, you will be without my assistance the entire time, then. I'm afraid so. If Bradford has a way to counteract the ring's effects, it could be a problem. I know not of many. I barely know of a ring's power, much less rings in general. And you can't exactly tell me much. My memory is sparse at best, and lucid at worst. I thought so. And what of Vatican City? Vatican City is still enforcing a Demonum Infernae. Any other information would probably be low grade. In rough translation, we're probably not gonna get much assistance from Vatican City for a while. That sounds troublesome. Indeed. What are we going to do to Bradford, though? Specifically? Yes. Once you counter him in a room, counter him as desperation. What will you do? He's begging. I beg your pardon. Listen, this man has been a pain in your side since we got here. Not in a overt way, but in a way that definitely annoys you. Not the way he acts, but the way he doesn't act. He's not sincere, he's wrathful, envious almost. What will you do when you're the one holding the gun? I hope it doesn't come to that, but it will come to that. What will you do? I don't know. I truly do not. I will be your guiding hand, as much as it takes to get the job done. But without me on your shoulders, you'll be the one to have to do it. To finish the job. I. You're right. Unfortunately, you're right. Yes. The demon, the demon holds across. The demon holds across the priest's chest. That's an odd way. That's an odd way of trying to hug someone. Cute. But alas, as I am not really interested. The church doesn't condone that sort of thing anyway. The demon, the demon lets go. Oh, and holds her back onto the priest's shoulders. Ah, what a shame. I would have, I would think I would have enjoyed. In what way? I forgot how prudish you types are. Well, at least you're the only one I've met that is this prudish. What kind of demon are you? Are you a demon of lust or a demon of wrath? Take your pick. I was literally, I was literally created like I have no idea how long ago. Long ago. You got a point there. But still, if you're going to try to be intimate with a person at least know what they like to be intimate about. I guess that could work in some way. Have you had, well, sought anyone out? Once. Well, she wanted to. Wanted to, but I didn't feel the same way. How so? Well, when I was in Vatican City, learning about my priesthood, the priests had a rule. What was that rule? We were not allowed to marry outside of our religion. Oh, that is scandalous. Quite. My relationship with her was, well, suffice to say, one-sided. I saw her as a friend, but she did not. She saw me as something more. And what happened? I tried to push against her advances, but instead of backing off, she kept going. Only worse. I see. The demon. The demon haunts the priest. Nothing, relax. I did, it did not come to that. No. It did not come to that, no. I was lucky enough. That she found someone else. You seem sorrowful about it. Yes, I am, still. The priest looks downward, sad. Sad. The demon continues his hug. But, am I like a friend to you? Or do you see me as something else? Don't even think about it, demon. As far as I know, the only reason we're together right now is, well, for our own, for both of our benefits. As long as we're benefiting one another, why not make it more official? Aha, very funny. Honey, I'm not getting into a contract with the demon. That is very much against our code. Not a contract. That's too much. What if... Did he, did he even stop hugging it? He even stops hugging it and turns upside down, facing the priest. You gave me a name. A name. Like a real one. The ones you gave me last time didn't quite work out. Fine. But it can't be one of the seven sins, and it can't be Leviathan. Dang it. I knew he was going to try that. Fine. I'll give you something simple. Pick a name. Any name. You know enough Latin. Why not give it a shot? Well, I know Latin enough to read the Bible. I do not know that kind of Latin. Any name. Chrysanthemum. It'd be cute if I was a 40-year-old woman. Rosebud. Neat. But I'm not a girl in Holland. Uh, hmm. Jonathan? Jane Doe. How are you pulling this off? You'd be surprised what I'm picking. You'd be surprised how much I know about you, considering how much you wear that ring. Seriously, most of the names you're pulling up are pulling up random references. References. Literal rosemary herbs. You knew I was gonna say rosemary, weren't you? Unfortunately. Okay. What about... what can I think of? The priest thinks long and hard for a while. The demon watching. Ah, I got it. What do you have then? Apollyon. Interesting. An odd name. I'm a demon, not an angel. At least according to your description. But of course. Yes, how about something a little less provocative? Eden. The Garden of Eden? An unusual pick. Unusual, but it works. Works, Eden. If that's what you want to call me, then fine. Eden it is. I never got your name, priest. Trust me, my name's not relevant to you. Or at the very least, not relevant to you in a way that matters. Oh, but come on. You always have a name. You've just given me one. But what is yours? The one you were born with? My mother calls me Cartheus. Cartheus? That's an odd name. I changed it. I changed it long ago. Sadly, I couldn't pull it up for you if I wanted to. All my papers and references to it was, well, unfortunately, back at the desk, as at the church. So you're not going to tell me your name? My changed name is, well, like I said, my changed name is back at the church. I can barely remember it sometimes. Most people just call me Father, so they go by that. Well, Cartheus is quite an interesting name. Why'd you change it? I changed it when I joined the church. It was a simple affair, though. It was a simple affair. Everyone does it. That is odd. You seem to regard your mother highly. At least from what I can see from your memories. Why do you like her so? She was one of the few mother figures I had. My only mother figures. The priest lays down on the bed, and in the hideout. So, your mother was quite the woman, wasn't she? Yes, Not sure where my father went. Abandoned? No. He said that he wanted to fight a war. Not a, not a actual war, but a holy war. He pretty much vanished off the face of the earth after that. What about your mother? My mother joined the nunnery. I never saw her again afterwards. Do you try to visit? I once tried to visit the nunnery she went to, but as it turns out, the nunnery doesn't allow men of any kind, not even men of cloth. All fed to their walls. You asked about her, right? I did. She refused to tell me anything about her, so I assumed she died. I never found out, of course, books about her or my father. The priest the priest continues looking up at the ceiling, almost saddened. The demon lays beside her. I feel a grand sort of pity for you. I never knew who created me, or at the very least, what created me. That does sound like a sad story, not knowing who created you in any way, shape, or form. Yes, it is. Quite the sadness, the disparity. The demon, the demon and the priest continue looking up at the ceiling, feeling in silence. The demon, the demon holds his arm across the priest. The priest is trying to push his arm away this time, almost just taking in the moment. It stays like this for a few minutes. Dan then walks into the room. Priest, sorry to disturb you, but I believe I may have a plan. Do tell. The priest sits up, the demon returning back to behind the priest's back. Right. It appears there was a mass scale plan and of the entire place. It took me a while, but I was able to get some information on it. The fence is of silver, so I will be of no use to you in the building. Offensively, not in the way that matters. Guns are still well, viable part of the plans. But unfortunately my experience with the gun was, well, when you said that angel out to me. Sorry about that. Still. Oh, it's better for you to carry something on you than nothing. This is the ghetto after all. Dan hands him a pistol. A 38, police 38 special. I have a feeling this is probably not going to be of too much use. Take it. It's still going to be useful. At least it ain't a snub nose this time. They always give out snub nose in those movies. Every single time. Right. Rest up. We plan to attack at night. The crows are doing their own business. What about the blood mages? Can't they help us? Their magic probably wouldn't be of no use behind that silver thing. Well, their magic would be useful. The problem is blood mages are a rogue element. Too unpredictable, as they put it. They share a common enemy with the crows, but Bradford himself and his sons is a entirely different question. Matter. Yes. Unless association is direct, the police and CIA are probably going to be on our case too if we get involved with the crow situation. Bradford is likely planning to stew over what has occurred to him. Yes. And you didn't see anything, did you? Dan just smiles. I'm a demon lord, not person, you know this. By the way, by the way, you aren't interested in women at all. What do you mean by that? Nothing. Nothing. I was just wondering why you didn't attempt to chat up any of the girls, or, well, attempt to lead her. So that's why. I just respect. I just have a certain respect. And for their professions. Sure, let's put it like that. Right. Well, I believe, I believe our planning is going to be quite fruitful if this goes well. Yes. The priest looks over the snub note. Snub note now. Looks over, looks over 38 special. Special. Special looks at the cylinders. 6 bullets. Bullets at a time. What's this P plus next to it? Pressurized. Odd. Why pressurized ammunition? Bradford. Bradford might be carrying a vest underneath. Or some kind of armor. This would be your best bet to pierce that bag. To pierce or at the very least cause enough damage to him as to not knock the wind out of him. Stumbling over your words there? Look, to be honest, this is the longest conversation I ever had with anyone. I usually, keep my words brief. I see. So, anything else? I don't think so. But, just to be sure. He holds up, he holds out his phone. I'll need your phone number. Are you trying to ask me out? No. No, in a more literal sense, we need to keep in contact at all times. Ah, yes, agreed. They share phone numbers. Should be a simple endeavor. Right. I'll have my men scout out the scene. Until then, I recommend staying here before. I recommend staying here until morning. This should give Bradford something to worry about. At least. Well, what if the entire town gets worried? Well, the entire town probably already knows about your escapade. But have they seen it? Rumors of it, yes. Some of the crows most likely survived the escape, survived the attack. And they're probably spreading rumors about it. So, this is what the bishop meant by community. Well, at least your bishop knew what he was doing. I'm not entirely sure myself. If he got the demandment from me, I fear what his reaction is. Good or bad? Both. Any reaction at all. The man's loyal to the Vatican City, but I'm not sure how loyal that is. If I tell him about the raid, I'm not sure what he might do to me. Ah, excommunication, most likely. Good. Do you fear for your job? Not in a way. In some ways I do. In other ways I fear the repercussions of such. But, to be honest, my faith is not the strongest at all. Doubts about your God? Not the God, the people in the Vatican City. God is not out of the question. My faith is misplaced, I think. I agree. Why put your faith in a why put the faith in a council that has time and time again and not helped you out? Or at least, I think that's what you're trying to say. In a way, yes. Vatican City has yet to promote me to bishop. How long have you been asking? Ever since, ever since they tried to transfer me here. As they tried to transfer me to a different church. That sounds like a long time. 10 years, actually. Every year. I've been asking for a month. I've been asking every month since then. Since then. And nothing. No responses. Answers. No lists, no names, no interviews. Nothing. I've been passed over time and time again. Even though the cardinals say that I am their favorites. What does the Pope see that? See that I don't. I am the best candidate for a bishop. I do not know. But then again, I am not a priest. Probably would make a semi-good one. At the very least, enough of one to make it count. You could probably retire. I'll be getting a retirement pay out of it as well. If I wanted to retire, of course. Yes. Some don't. Most don't. So, what? Dan realized something. This is also the longest he's ever talked to a person and tried to make small talk. He has made small talk before, or with numerous people, but most of them just wanted to get straight to business. But this priest, he actually genuinely seems to listen and wants to hear what he has to say. Well, I think we'll head out. Yes, well, do come back, won't you? For the plans, of course. Yes, can't execute them without. Yes, can't execute them without knowing. Right. I'll contact you when I'm ready. Very well then. Very well then. As will I. Good luck, priest. And to you, Dan. Dan leaves the hideout. Oh no, the priest lays back at the bed. Uh, what a dude. Dan. What do you mean? I have reasons he has his own motives for helping you. After all, why would he turn tail, and be friendly with you so readily after summoning that angel? Yes, I was wondering that myself. Why would he do this? What's his agenda here? I do not know. No, I believe Beelzebub might be a conclusion of this. Yes, the fly. But why would he collaborate with it? I do not know, but that will not be of our concern. What are we going to do about the Bradfords afterwards? I mean, what's left of them, of course. Most likely, once Bradfords have dealt with and you skip the scene, he damn will most likely take over afterwards. The territory, not the business. Who do you think will take over the business? Most likely another real estate firm that's been vying for the area for years. I see them. Not to us. We'll probably be unaffected by this change. The people, not so much. Alas, to kill one evil only to end up with another. One is the lesser of two evils. I can agree with you on that one. Well, rest now, for we have plans. Yes, for war at dawn, as one might say. Yes, shall we? Shall. You don't try anything while I'm sleeping, right? No, not at all. I'll hold you to that. Priest goes to sleep, wondering at the plans ahead. And that is David Priest Part 8. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you. Thank you for listening in. And, well, if you like, subscribe, and, you can watch the previous parts 1 through 7 if you wish. You should see how my quality is involved from there. Or if you just like the story overall. Also, you are welcome to, add some of this audio, or do some animations or to this content. Thank you. Alright. And signing off.